The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for beer sports talk and a whole lot more. Today's show, as always, brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420SEAT at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. We are back for our regular yearly bitch session about the New York Yankees. I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Jim, the fan in the van, Plotner, right from Long Island, New York. Jimmy, How you doing, man?
I'm doing a lot better than the Yankees, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems to be that time of year where we get into this, and it's the same conversation of World Series last year, and then getting their teeth kicked in by the Boston Red Sox at the time we're recording here on a Saturday afternoon. 1-0 loss last night, then a tough loss on, I think it was on Thursday night.
Yep.
Jim, like, things were coming up rainbows and unicorns earlier on this week when they were hitting home runs left and right in Tampa, but then they play a team with a little bit of pitching, and this is it. They're 0-7 so far against the Red Sox, and it wasn't. It was a lot of years ago where people would have been burning cars and burning the Bronx down if you're 0-7 against the Red Sox. What's your thoughts on this, man?
This ain't your daddy's Yankees no more. I keep telling Yankees fans this. They don't want to hear it. I get told, honestly, I'm not a real fan because I can bash them the way that I have. And any Yankee fan that does that is not a real fan. But this product right now, you know what? I think the favor from the 2004 big Aaron Boone home run, I think that favor is done now. I think we just need to clean house. Cashman's got to go. Hal's got to find his balls. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs with this team, to be honest.
It just shows you they're 0-7 against they're going to be 0-8 against the Red Sox, and then they're 1-6 or 1-7 against the Blue Jays for leading the division. And when you have a record against the top teams in your division, this is what you get. They're holding on to a playoff spot for dear life, but this is what they are. They can beat the likes of the I shouldn't say the Marlins. A couple weeks back, they got swept by the Marlins out down in Miami, but they can beat up on bad teams, and anybody who's remotely close to good, they have trouble with them. And that has to be that can't be like we can piss and moan all we want about Cashman and piss and moan all we want about Boone, and we'll get into that obviously, but eventually you got to start thinking that maybe these players just how. This roster isn't the same as it was last year when they went to the World Series, but you got to start putting some onus on some of these players, because that game the other night on Thursday night there when Joel Chisholmhead there was throwing the ball into the dugout, walked 9 batters and all like that isn't coaching. That's just the players not being good enough.
No, there's no accountability, and the funniest thing is these fans that got mad at Girardi for holding Sanchez accountable and holding players accountable and saying that he threw them under the bus in interviews and this, that, and the third, and called people out in pressers and post-game, pre-game, whatever it is. Now, all of a sudden, you want Aaron Boone to do it. So it was bad when Girardi did it, but now you want Boone to do it. And for me, at this point, it's too late for that. This season is what it is. It's a downward spiral. You had a chokehold of a lead in the AL East. You squandered it. We're at the point we're at now. It's just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I don't know what you do. I mean, we could say fire Cashman, fire Boone, trade this guy, get rid of this guy. But the thing is, and I tell Yankees fans this all the time, does it get better or does it get worse? Would you rather deal with the devil you know or deal with the devil you don't know? With a new GM, new coach, you know, as far as the players, what they're playing with their heads up their ass, that's partly Boone. He should be lighting a fire under their ass. But honestly, when these guys get paid the money they're getting paid, wins and losses don't matter to them anymore. It's just about, the game check cleared. Okay, I can go out and play like shit.
You know, I think that is 100% true. I mean, they're getting paid no matter what, and no matter what sport, we could be talking football, hockey, basketball, fucking cricket, croquet, whatever. You're like once the guys are getting their paychecks, that's it. It doesn't much matter. Like it's done. They're getting paid, and like a lot of teams, and there's some intellectual honesty with everybody. Like they know they're going to win or that they're going to win or lose. And the thing is the American League isn't that great. Is Boston better? Not a whole bunch. Is Toronto better? Not a whole bunch. Is Houston? No. I mean, but so it's out there for grabs if these guys would just nut up and get it. Like if Devin Williams doesn't blow eight saves, they're still in first place. If they don't, if Judge doesn't get hurt, or if Cole's still around, they're fine. So is it just that they have a, and this could be this could be a franchise problem. You load up on high end guys, and there's nothing at the bottom. There's nothing in the middle. And I think that's part of the problem. Like you got Wells and Volpe hitting 200. Like I see you're sporting your Leopards Bulls stuff. You're hitting 200 for Leopards Bulls. You ain't playing. It doesn't matter. And so you got two guys on the Yankees doing that. You're like, you got a shortstop that isn't doing it. And you can't blame an entire season on a couple of guys, but actually you can.
Yeah,
you actually can, because there's only 9 batting spots. And two guys,
and one of them gets clogged up, because if you trot that guy and the only guy who's hitting is the guy you really can't put in the outfield, and it's Stanton. That's a sad state of affairs when Stanton's hitting and nobody else can.
Well, that's one thing I'll never understand. I listened to Michael Kay show the other day, and something's wrong there when this guy's. He treats his body like a temple, and he's a bronze Adonis, blah, 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 the whole bit. He'd be crawling the Mount Olympus with my wife in Athens this weekend, and and he just can't stay healthy. Like, you watch him run, it'd be like me and you out there. And I think how could
Thursday night Thursday night there was one that he should have caught, and it turned into a double because he can't run. He hits what should be a double. It's a single because he can't run. You put him in the outfield for 3 days, and then you're telling the media, "Oh, we're going to sit him because it's going to take him a week to recuperate." What?
You're not playing high leverage innings. Like you're playing, and like I laugh all, like, baseball's not hard to play. Yeah. I think the travel's harder than anything and everything.
Yeah.
But it's you're out there for 3 hours, kind of like you sit for half of it. You're kind of out there. If you can't play the outfield for 3 days in a row, then you got to take 4 off. There's something inherently wrong. And I mean, you can't bash the guy a whole bunch, because he does get another home run today, and he's the only guy that's going, and he's got 16 home runs in limited action this year. But Jesus, man, like you're basically, you're hamstrung, because, like, I don't know what he's making now, because of deferred salaries, and Marlins are paying him most of it, blah blah blah. Yeah. I don't care, but it's just like, you can't blame this season on him. But if he's taking up a roster spot, and you can't trust him to be a outfielder twice a week.
Yeah, that's the whole Yankee problem, because they bring guys up, they trade for guys. They play him out of position. Dominguez can't play left field. He's a liability out there. You put Stanton in the outfield, he's a liability. Dominguez is going to just wind up being a younger version of Stanton, where once Stanton's gone, Dominguez is just going to clog up the DH spot next. And being a Yankee fan, Brent, is really hard right now.
Who was that guy, the outfielder? He played left field a little bit in about 2017. He was with
Clint Frazier.
There was Frazier, then there was another one that what the heck was his name? He's still in the big league somewhere. I'll think of it. And he hit 48 home runs or something, and they couldn't wait to get rid of him because he couldn't play the outfield. Time to go, and like, is this just a thing that this team's put together? They're spending high end, they don't spend enough money on the low end, or is it just, or are we just bitching to bitch? Because, like, actually, there's probably a lot of teams, Jim, that would be happy if their team made the playoffs or contended every year. Because really, realistically, right now, they have just as good of a chance as anybody else to, I'm not saying win a World Series. I think that the National League teams are better, but if they can put, and I don't think they can, but they could possibly get a couple of good starts in the wild card round, win a round. They could get and you could win. If you win a wild card round and give yourself a divisional series, that's a pretty good season. There's a lot of people who kill for that.
But the issue is as Yankee fans, we expect more, because we're spoiled by the rich history that is the Yankees since the inception of the Yankees. And you're going back all the way to 1903. So we've been spoiled for quite some time, and to see what's been going on, and the fact that you have Old Timers Day and Mariano Rivera played with more effort than half these guys on the roster now. You're interviewing guys like Posada, and they're asking him what's wrong with this current product. You're asking Pettit what's wrong with this product. You didn't
Miguel
even
Andujar.
try. You didn't even
I just
try.
thought of it.
You didn't
Miguel
even.
Andujar. Remember that?
Oh yeah, he's.
I just forgot about
it. Last I heard, he was with the A's.
Oakland or Sacramento. Okay, anyway, sorry for interrupting. It came to my head.
Yeah.
I don't know
why. but it's just like you like, and then they asked Torrey like his opinion on everything, and he said baseball's more analytic now. And we all know that. It's it's all for the friggin' nerds that live in their basement, war, whips, whatever it is, and he said if you know how to use the analytics, you'll win. In essence, everybody at Old Timers Day took a shot at Boone without saying Boone's name, but everybody knew exactly who they were talking about.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad stretch because they got smoked the night before and things weren't going good. The analytics are all fine, and I kind of understand it.
And that's where Girardi everybody mocked him for it, myself included. But guess what? Girardi would be more successful with this team now than he was in his stretch with the Yankees when everybody complained, oh, he's going to the book, he's going to the binder. He's doing this, he's doing that. But now, based on analytics, Girardi would probably have us in a better situation than Boone right now. I know I'm going to get called crazy for it, but that's the nature of it.
I'd bring Girardi back in a heartbeat. He's been,
and that's the other thing.
He's been right.
I don't think Girardi would come back. I don't think Girardi would come back. Every Yankee fan saying they need to bring Jeter in, a Posada, a Pettit. No former Yankee is going to manage this atrocity that is the Yankees. And it's sad to say that when you have Judge, you have Garrett Cole, you have Max Fried, you have Rodon, you have high-end talented guys. You have younger guys that could be good if you held them accountable, but you don't. And then you have pieces in the farm that you're afraid to trade away. And my issue with that is if Cashman's so afraid to trade him away, then this is what I want to see now. When the call-ups come in September and you expand the roster, I want Spencer Jones up here. I want George Lombard up here. All these guys that they're afraid to trade that said no, they're not part of any deal. Like, they were trying to get Paul Skeens out of Pittsburgh, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted Spencer Jones. No, are you fucking kidding me? To get a generational talent like Paul Skeens, if Spencer Jones isn't up here in September and he's tearing the cover off in Somerset, then what are we doing? What's Cashman doing? I understand you don't want to deplete the farm because that was George's thing, but if that piece is going to get you a younger version of what Garrett Cole was when he was in Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, I'm doing it.
I tell you what, because they held on Dominguez and he hasn't turned out to be any screaming hell at all. Like all you heard, like, and I don't like. I'm a baseball dork, but I'm not going to sit around and watch games of the Somerset Yankees. Like I'm just not.
No.
But so you hear about how great this kid is and how great this kid is, and then he gets up here, and the first thing you hear is he can't play outfield. Well, what the hell is he going to do then? So now you have this guy who's supposed to be whatever he's supposed to be. Like, so now he's got another DH because that spot's reserved for somebody in 2 years or 3 years. Aaron Judge, he's already on that, and you hate to say it,
but he's on that path.
He's being great. He's awesome. He's fantastic, but he's going to be a DH in not that many years from now.
Yeah. And I would say the next 3 years, and he'll soon just be a full-time DH.
Going to be and getting paid $40 million a year. Yeah. So. And that's like I hate bitching about contracts because if these guys they get it good, they should probably getting more.
Yeah.
But you're already looking past what Judge's prime is.
Yeah.
It ain't that far away, Jim. And you're like, well, what the fuck are we doing here?
And Garrett Cole's prime is pretty much almost coming to an end as it is.
Like you never know he might come back bionic, but how many more years does he have left? Like it's and like you just and starting pitching and you're like you can never have too much because like you look at the Dodgers or on the West Coast there, they had a 9-game lead and now they're tied with the Padres.
Yeah.
So having these huge payrolls and everything else, like, is it worth it? You look at the fucking it took me 14 minutes and 48 seconds to swear on this one, but whatever. So I'm getting better. But like you look at like the Milwaukee Brewers, is it sustainable? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're 21st in league payroll. So there's got to be a happy medium somewhere with spending a bunch of money and on, and then you don't because your window's so small and this guy's good and this guy's not. And if the guys don't produce, it doesn't matter. Like you go across town into Queens and look at that disaster. It's an absolute disaster that they can't throw enough money at. So like is throwing money at something the end all and beat all? I don't think it is in baseball anymore. I really don't.
Not anymore, because you have these lower spending teams that know how to scout. And they know how to develop guys, and they're not going to compete with the Yankees as far as financially. But now on the field, you can compete with the Yankees because the Yankees are willing to pay these guys all this money. They're not producing. You look, what was it, 2-3 years ago? What was the World Series? The Diamondbacks, whose payroll is 75% less than what the Yankees are.
Yeah.
The Rangers at the time, their payroll was 3/4 of what the Yankees spend. That was your World Series. These teams they're evolving. They're changing the way they do things. It's not really the Moneyball effect, I would say, but it's just they're more conscious now, where I don't have to pay a Shohei Ohtani $700+ million or a Juan Soto $700+ million, but in the theory of it, I could take what I would spend on one guy, sprinkle it, bring in 10 guys that could put the same amount of production together that would equal that one guy. That's something the Yankees tried doing by not re-signing Juan Soto, which was, I still believe, the right thing to do.
Oh yeah.
You did that. You had Fried, who was on a tear, and then
hasn't worked out.
And then he had his little slump. I think the issue is when we bitch about the Yankees, it's when these slumps happen. Yeah, they don't happen at the best times. Like we're at the end of August. The last week of August is coming, and we're having our annual
something from now on, Jim. Yeah.
Like I was telling a buddy of mine. I was like, so me and Brent are going to do a Yankees bitch fest. He goes, so it's going to be like 2024? I said, we could pretty much play 2024. And then we could just insert clips from
change a name here, change a name there, and that's a done deal.
So like instead of taking a shit on, Marcus Stroman, this year we're taking a shit on Max Fried. Yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing. Like Yankees fans are so like the fair weather ones, they're so fickle because it's like, oh, yeah, we signed Max Fried. It's a great signing. And then all of a sudden, he has one bad game. Oh, why are we paying him all this money?
Well,
you never make a Yankee fan happy.
I laugh at that. Like these guys act like they watch. There's 30 teams that play 162 games apiece. If anybody who's not a baseball savant can tell me what Max Fried's stats were and watch every stat of his and every game of his last year, then you got some major. You don't know. You read something on Twitter. You don't know. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And this isn't a Brent original. Like I heard it somewhere. Pinstripes are heavy. It's a whole different ball game when you go to New York. It's different. Yeah. It's different, and even the pinstripes in it with the Mets is coming to show, because they had a huge lead in their division too, and look what they're doing. They're the best team in baseball not that long ago. Yeah, and it's an absolute
for a few weeks they were. I mean, but even with that, like when Mets fans oh yeah, we got your guy. Yeah, it's great. You got Juan Soto. What's he done for you? You're not in first place. You're barely in a wild card position. You gave up a huge lead in first place. You gave it up to the Phillies, which now they won't have Zach Wheeler the rest of the year.
12-1. 12-1 for the Red Sox right now. Jeez. Yeah. Fuck.
And then, not only that, like with the Yankees, last night Volpe makes a play, and he throws it back to second to try to get the guy out at second instead of just
Jim, I was sitting with my...
Now here, this is where Boone is so frustrating. So they ask him, what did you think? And he goes, Well, it wasn't the right play, but it was a heads-up play. Well,
it was a headsy play, yeah.
Which one is it? Is it the wrong play or is it a heads-up play? Which one is it? It can't be both.
My wife and her mother were doing some final stuff to get going today to go on their trip, and I was just having a couple beers sitting by myself watching the game, and I went, "What the fuck was that?" I said, "You got to get it out there," and just. I watch a lot of baseball. Like, I'm around a lot of minor baseball, little league baseball. I've never seen that in my life.
No.
Where a guy had 2 steps off of second base, the shortstop decides to throw it over. Right then, if that happened in an American Legion game, a high school game, whatever it might have been, coach would have come out, grabbed that guy by a scruff of the neck, and said, "Sit on the bench. You're done. You're not playing anymore." That was stupid.
I've never seen it in my time from playing.
I would have said, I don't know I don't know where he learned that. He didn't learn it because I would throw him under the bus. I said, he didn't learn that from me. He didn't learn it from our infield coach. That was a Volpe original. I've never seen something like that before in my life.
That's the other thing I see.
45 fucking years.
That's the other thing I see is when do they decide to finally bench Volpe? And it's like,
should have been months ago.
You want to bench Volpe. Who's playing shortstop now? Like, you don't have enough to, like, okay, you want to bench Volpe. Who's playing shortstop? What are we going to make Ben Rice play shortstop? This guy's playing everywhere as it is. We going to bring back DJ LeMahieu to play shortstop for a week to make Volpe learn his lesson? Like, it's the decisions that Boone makes. Like, look at his lineups every night. They're never consistent.
Yeah.
Like, a lineup works one night, and then it's like if it works the one night, okay, let's break it to fix it again. Like, if it worked last night, run it back the next night. So, like, if Stanton's hitting cleanup and he went 3 for 4 the night before, do it again. And then if it don't work, okay, then tweak it a little bit. This guy, we're over 100+ games into the year, and he must have changed the batting lineup 220+ times, it seems.
Yeah, like these players, like athletes, don't like they start at such a young age, and they're creatures of habit, right? They do the same thing every day, and you don't know what you're doing, where you're hitting, and what situation you got to get going on. I was watching a game that a couple of weeks back, and they were talking about with Stanton, he hits a single, is the batter thinking, I got to hit a fucking double for this guy even a chance to score.
Yeah.
Or I got to hit a triple for this guy to have a chance to score. So does that change the mindset of at bats? And I still think these guys strike out too much. Analytics, you got to go for it. Blah blah blah. But if you don't get on base, you never score. That's 100% true, no matter what. Yeah. And I don't understand how these batting averages. Yeah, they have some guys that are around 280, but when you have guys at 208, 209, 200. and they play every day. You're like, well, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I'll tell you right now, if I was the Yankee manager, you're batting 208, you ain't fucking playing. That's it. You're not playing, because I'd rather put the guy who's batting 250 over the guy who's batting 208. What? Because your name's Anthony Volpe? I have to play you every day? No, I don't. What?
Because I was born in New York, somewhere in New York, and I was born to be a Yankee, drafted, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit.
None of that matters.
I don't give a shit if you're from fucking Vancouver, BC. If you can't play, you can't play. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I don't know really if Boone has any control of this team at all. I think really the players are policing the locker room, and they're probably just like, yeah, no, I'm playing. No, I want to bat here. And Boone just probably goes, yep, okay, whatever.
If Cole was healthy, I can't remember who I was talking about this. If Cole was healthy and this crap was going on and he was there, because he's more of a fiery guy and a competitor a lot more than Judge is. No, I'm not saying Judge isn't. But if Cole was around, do you think this shit be happening? Or would he be he'd walk into Boone's office and flipping desks? And
he probably would be. And if any Yankee fan were to say that's not right of Cole to do, you're an idiot, because Garrett Cole's final years are being wasted of winning a championship. This guy, I mean, at least in New York, because he's got one with the Astros, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe
he's played for a joke of an organization in Pittsburgh, which you can't get any worse than the Pirates. I'm sorry, I feel bad for all their fans. But you're wasting the prime years of some of these guys who have never tasted a championship. Getting there is one thing. Like, getting there is the second hardest part. Winning it is the hardest part. And there are teams that you watch that'll just never get there. Like, you look at the Tampa Bay Rays. They're not getting there again for at least another 10, 15 years. And dare I say it, well, I'll predict this too. 2027, we will have a lockout.
Yeah, I talked about that the other day. It's
because
it's coming
you got that going, and that's the other thing. And Yankees fans got mad at me for that because I addressed it in an episode a few weeks back. I said, look at how Hal's spending. He's spending like there's already a floor, not a cap, but just a floor where everybody spends the same amount. Everybody's got the same amount of money, and that's how he's spending. He's not going out. He's not spending like Magic Johnson and all them in LA. He's not spending like Steve Cohen in Queens. He's spending within his means. And that's something where if you do have a lockout in 2027, I said it a few weeks ago, I'll say it here. You ain't got nothing to save baseball this time.
No.
Unless you're going to let guys fucking shoot some needles in their ass cheeks.
Baseball's in such a different precarious spot because it's such a regional sport, and a lot of fan bases already know that their teams aren't winning. Like you say, like with Pittsburgh, you can go right through. Like you can.
That's an ownership, but that there in Pittsburgh, that's just ownership not putting money back into the team, and then these owners like John Fisher in Oakland, Sacramento, whatever the fuck they're going to play tomorrow. They sit there and they say, well, we don't have enough finances to run a team. Then Manfred's got to step in and say, well, if you don't have a certain amount of money
neither do Brent and Jim. We don't have teams either, right?
Then you got to sell the team to somebody who can. I mean, like, he's talking about baseball expansion and changing the friggin' divisions around. Like, that's going to help it or save baseball. Baseball's got way more problems than that. And we all know it. I mean, look at the umpiring even. You're an umpire. You know how atrocious is this umpiring this year.
It's bad.
Judge struck out last night on 3 pitches, weren't even in the zone.
Weren't in the zone. It's bad. Like, it's bad. And the game's broken. The game's got a few cracks. It's not broken. But there's so many have and have nots, but then what Manfred, like the worst thing that can happen to the owners is and it'd be great for baseball, but the worst thing that happened to the owners if the Milwaukee Brewers were to pull this thing off and win something, because all of a sudden you don't got to spend money to win something.
Yeah.
So this would be a really bad or actually might be bad for the players actually, because the players would be like, well, look, they don't have $40 million players. So it would be a real bad thing for the players.
Their highest player is a guy who could barely stay healthy in Yelich.
Right. So if all of a sudden we don't need to spend to win anymore, owners be like, well, what the fuck are we doing? You know, and you talked about it on your show the other day about who's the NFL guy. Well, quarterbacks. Like you look at how all these quarterbacks making 40, 50, 60 million bucks and haven't won a thing.
Yeah.
Like you're giving and like Joe Burrow and who's the clown in Buffalo? Well, I can't remember, draw a blank on that.
Well, you got Josh Allen making over 50. You got Dak Prescott, who's the highest paid quarterback,
60 million, whatever, 55.
And they can't even get out of a wild card. And you're paying him $60 million. And then you got these teams that win Super Bowls or have won Super Bowls in the past where quarterbacks weren't making nearly that much. And it's
no, and that's what I wanted to get to, Jim. Like, so money does you can't outspend your problems. One guy a team does not make. And given these quarterbacks this much money, and I've talked to multiple people about this, giving these guys that much money, well, what do you expect? You got nothing else to spend on the rest of the fucking team.
Yeah.
Like you would think a quarterback who wants to, they're supposed to be all, the old. Give the old college try, and I was this guy. And I've been doing this, and okay, well, take a haircut. You don't need like if somebody offered me, I'd take it. But who needs $60 million a year? You'll be okay on 52. You'll be okay on 45. You'll somehow make it work. And if you don't, well, then you got major problems.
It's one of those where somebody's always got to reset the market. Baseball does the same thing. Like right now, you have two guys that make over $1 billion combined, right? One guy doesn't get paid all that money till he's retired. So now when that happens, the Dodgers are screwed. Because now you got to account for $60+ million a year that they're going to give to Ohtani that they don't have to spend. And then you look at the Mets, who, okay, they're paying Soto to $51 million, but if he opts in after year 5, that goes up to almost $60 million. And for what? For what? Like, none of these like, it's like having a regular 9 to 5. No, everybody wants to get paid their worth, but you never get paid your full worth. But in football, you get well overpaid for a value you're not even close to. Like Dak Prescott's getting paid $60 million, and the guy goes out there and he plays like a $10 million a year quarterback like Tyler Badgett over in Chicago, who's a backup to finger painting friggin' Caleb Williams.
Especially in a cap system and whatever you got, and I don't understand why and then these guys say, I really want to win. I really want to win. And well, do you? Because
if you really want to win,
if you really want to win, you wouldn't be taking 10% of the cap when you got 80 guys you got to have on your roster, 60 guys or whatever it is on an NFL team. Like I don't.
Well, that's the NFL's biggest problem, and you see it even in Pittsburgh with Cam Hayward. Like Cam Hayward wants to get paid more because they had an arrangement. If he was an All-Pro in 2024, they have to renegotiate his deal. Yeah. TJ gets his money. Now that adds to it. Then you got this guy getting his money. Now that adds to it. So when somebody's getting overpaid for the same position you play, and they put in less of an output of production, I can understand where the player gets mad. But if you're one of those, you're on your way out and you're about to call it a career, sometimes you just got to swallow your pride and say, listen, I'll take what I'm getting so we can win now. And that's something where, like in football, you see it maybe with 3% of the guys. Like Jalen Hurts is a prime example. He gave Philly a friendly deal, even though it's deferred money, but they're paying him minimal now.
Yeah.
And look what happened. They have enough to sign this guy, trade for this guy. They have enough to pay their draft picks. They have enough to do this and do that. And that's in a cap system. Major League Baseball could do the same thing. Here's the problem. Inmates run the asylum. Bryce Harper proved that when he fucking cursed out Rob Manfred and told him to get the fuck out of the locker room. This is why you're going to have a lockout. Because it's just going to be total anarchy when they go to negotiate this new CBA in 2027, and they can't come to an agreement because guys like Bryce Harper are like, yeah, well, we're worth $500, $600, $700 million. Okay.
No,
well, your injury-ridden seasons prove nay. Okay. When it's a 162-game season and you play 20% of it because the other 80% you spend on the IL because you stubbed your toe getting out of the shower, no, you're not worth that either. Baseball's got a marketing problem. It's got a ratings problem. And it's got the players run the asylum problem. And the old establishment allowed it because they felt, hey, the players saved us in 98. I mean, you go all the way back to that even. Well, it's been screwed since then because 98, everybody turned a blind eye. McGuire and Sosa doing this. Okay, that's great. All of a sudden, that's all over with. Baseball's back. Everybody's watching. Ratings went up, however much in percentage. And all of a sudden, it's, oh, no, these guys are vile now. They're evil to the league. Meanwhile, these guys freaking, even though, okay, they cheated, but how bad is it really? Because scientifically, isn't it a lot harder to hit a baseball?
Like, you remember back then, like you're old enough to remember this, like back in 96, 97, 98, whatever it was, and that the chicks dig the long ball commercials, right?
Yeah.
And because you had, who was it? Was Glavin and Maddox. Yeah. Were like at the end, we're like, I guess chicks dig the long ball because there's a couple pitches for Atlanta, right? And so it was, and the marketing was easy. Yeah. And now baseball has it's like pitchers throw 100 miles an hour and guys are striking out all the time. And yeah, you have a couple of marketable guys, but you could go up and down a lot unless you're a baseball dork. You don't know who half these fucking guys are. You don't. No. From team to team. You just don't know who they are because they're so cookie cutter and the same guy and it's the same person and the same names and you're like, okay, there's a whole bunch of Quades and Wades and Jades and the Aidens and Jadens and all that. And so baseball's a major problem on their hands if they don't fit and if it shouldn't take the major markets to have to win every year because the other teams, if they put something together, but if the Yankees aren't in the World Series and if the Dodgers aren't in the World Series or whoever, like in Canada here, it helps them. Like when Toronto's a long ways away from where I am.
Yeah.
But when Toronto's doing well, people watch and they get more engaged in it. But otherwise, people don't give a shit. They don't. And baseball and it's such a niche and regional sport, and if they don't figure it out soon, they're going to have a major problem. And when the players come out and say we're not taking a salary cap because they don't trust the owners, because they won't open the books and everything else is going to be because when you see that ass clown out in Sacramento, Oakland, Las Vegas, whatever you want to call them this week. And they're just moving dirt in Vegas right now, pretending they're building a new stadium. You're like, okay, well, mate, like who's telling the truth here? Like who's telling the truth? Is a baseball player worth $51 million a year? Probably not, but someone gave it to him.
Yeah,
somebody gave it to him, and you go, okay, well, and then Bryce Harper on the other side saying, well, we're not going to take a cap. Well, you know what, Harper? How many championships have you won? Yeah. Like we've lost with you. We'll lose without you. The old saying, right? So all these guys want to get paid and get paid and get paid, and then these pitchers, like, what's Skeen's going to get? What's that Tariq Skubal going to get when he gets in the open market?
I'll tell you right now, I think Skeen's. See, this is why I don't get why Pittsburgh would keep him, because unless he's taking a real cheap deal just to say fuck it, like, all right, let's see how this goes for 3 years. Like, if you're going to build around me and we're going to be a winning franchise, okay. Maybe he'll have something where after year 3 he could opt out or opt in, but now the money increases. Who knows? But I always figured Paul Skeens, with the talent that he is, I always figured he'd be the first $1 billion player. Now, if he stays in Pittsburgh, it could be Skubal in Detroit. Who knows? There's going to be, before a lockout, there's going to be $1 billion player. Just a matter of which one it's going to be.
Yeah, because we laugh like we're old enough to remember when A-Rod got his first deal. $20 million a year. We're like, what the hell? And now $20 million's nothing.
It's nothing for some of these guys. It's life-changing money, and for other guys who get it, it's like, yeah, all
right,
$20 million.
Add it in.
Well, guess what? When I do this, and this, you better up it to $40 million. It's baseball. It's a shame because people even get mad when I say sports is a business. And like they don't understand it. And I go, it's all about making money at the end of the day. The owners want to make money for the franchise, and that's why like you even look at like product placement. Like you go to a regular store to buy a bottle of water, it's $1, $2. You go to the airport, it's $12. You go to Yankee Stadium, it's $18. Why? Yeah. It's because of where that bottle of water is placed. Same thing with beer. You go to a bar here on Long Island, a Bud Light costs you $5. You go to, I don't know, you go to Madison Square Garden. It's $22. Why?
It's because of where it is. A few years back, 3 years ago today, actually, my wife's birthday. Yeah, and that's
the owners are trying to make their money that way by overpricing everything because of where it's going to be. Oh, well, you're going to Yankee Stadium? Okay, a hot dog that would cost you $3 off a hot dog cart somewhere on the side of the Long Island Expressway now costs you $15 because you're at fucking Yankee Stadium. And God forbid you don't pay that $15. Oh, it might hurt Stanton financially. Oh, no, God forbid. Don't want that.
Which one's the better hot dog? The one at Yankee Stadium or the one at the Long Island Expressway?
They taste the fucking same.
I was hoping you say the Long Island Expressway would be the much better hot dog. I was like, yeah, street vendor dog. Yeah.
It's the same thing with a beer drinker. Does that Bud Light taste different because it's at Yankee Stadium?
No.
Freaking, does it taste like a champion?
I think you're actually from your local dive bar. You got bitter beer face because you fucking had to clench your fucking wallet apart and go, what the fuck just happened here?
I'll tell you right now, when I've gone to Yankee games, let me tell you something. I baby the shit out of them because it's going to cost you $100 to have 4 or 5 freaking beers.
It's ridiculous.
Like
first time I went there, Jim, 2013, I got dropped off right in front of the Yankee Tavern. Cause I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right? So I get dropped off, and I go inside, and John, the bartender there, I think he's still there, but he and beers were $5. Got $5, and this is around noon on a game day. And he says, so you come to the game tonight? I said, yeah. He goes, well, when you come back, come and see me. Because I said, I got to check the hotel. So I stayed out in the Bronx, which is different. It was different. But I said, yeah, okay, yeah. He goes, make sure you come see me because we jacked the prices. I said, what? Oh, yeah, before a game, we jacked the prices. All right. So I get a tab, and I'm like, holy fuck, what the hell? I said, John, what the hell is this? They were $13 a beer. 3 hours before, they were $5.
Yeah,
it's free enterprise, and it's not right, but it's free enterprise. Do what you want. It's big business, and for those teams, like for those bars and restaurants around every stadium, they get 81 games a year, and then that's it. Like out in the Bronx, like you've been there, I've been there. There ain't nothing else happening. I know they have the soccer team now, but there ain't nothing else going on there. So they got to make money while the sun shines too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
not that much, but it's
the regular fan doesn't understand how the business of any sport works. And when you try to educate them, they don't want to hear it. And they do need to hear it because maybe then they understand why our opinions are the way they are when it comes to things. Like when I discuss, like, well, you're paying this guy this, but look at his output. Now, is he really worth that? Or is it because, this guy who plays on another team gets paid the same, but he produces more, but this guy plays on the Yankees and you have to pay him what this guy's getting? Like, can you imagine if Anthony Volpe walked in to Steinbrenner's office at the end of the year and says, oh, well, so-and-so makes $15 million a year. I want that. Are you paying a guy who hits 200, $15 million a year, who makes more errors than anyone in the league and makes bonehead plays? Like, I hate to say this about Volpe, but you made a special bat to improve his hitting. And even that didn't work.
You look at these owners, and I mean, it's hard. Like I'm not going to profess to know everything, but it's hard. But and what's got to happen to win, and what's got to happen to make it all work, and you don't know, and you trust your management team to let you know. But you would assume that these owners watch a lot of games, and they would.
You'd hope.
Steinbrenner's like he's been around it forever because his dad owned the team, and maybe you put a little too much trust in people. But you look at other guys, and they think they know everything. And what I'm trying to segue into here is like the worst owner in sports has to be, and I don't follow basketball that much, but the worst owner in sports has to be Jerry Jones out in Dallas, where he thinks he knows everything, and they haven't done a thing in how long? Like anything, and they're not even
96.
They're America's team, right? Just because that's what they say, but like it's on Sunday Night Football, but there has, like, you can say one thing about the Yankees, and you can say one thing about the other franchises, like the whoever's in the sports world, the Toronto Maple Leafs, whatever. But they're like that. I haven't heard, like, cause I've been starting the football season. I don't follow it until about next week.
Yeah,
but get busy with baseball. But there hasn't been any juice on what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys this year because once again, who cares? They're not good.
The only drama they have is between the owner and one of their best defensive players in Parsons.
Yeah.
And now it's like even with that, he's he came out. He goes, I have an owner that he goes, I have an agent you talk to. And Jerry Jones, well, I don't want to talk to the owner, to the agent. I want to talk to you. But this player pays an agent 10% of his salary to negotiate his salary. Yeah. So unfortunately, that's the guy you're talking to. It's one thing if he didn't have an agent, then I could understand Jerry Jones stating what he's saying. But I mean, even in football, you just like these guys come out and they say all the right things, but behind closed doors, it's a different story. And it's the same thing in baseball. Like you see these guys come out like, and they try to defend Aaron Boone. Oh, he's a fiery guy behind closed doors. Yeah, we know he's a fiery guy on the field when he's arguing with umpires, but even that's getting stale. But how about when Jazz Chisholm does something stupid? Don't chew out the first base coach. Chew out the guy who made the
That
bonehead
was
play.
weird. That was really weird.
That made no, like I'm watching the game and I go, I'm scratching my head and all of a sudden, like you popped into my mind. I said, I can only imagine what Brent's thinking right now because you're chewing this guy out, but it's the player who made the bonehead play. I would be chewing out the player. Like we got chewed out. Like when I played high school baseball, the things that these guys get away with now, we would never get away with. And that's high school baseball. You got pulled. As soon as the inning was over, coach goes, you'd sit on the bench. And Jim at that time didn't take too kindly to it. Like I hit a home run in a game one time, and I did a little bat flip. Trot the bases. I come back, and the coach goes, all right, you're out of the game. I go, okay, fuck this. I took my friggin' jersey off right there. I had shorts on underneath, took the cleats off, friggin' put them in my bat bag, friggin' walked home. I said, fuck this. It was a 15-minute walk from Elmont back to New Hyde Park. I said, fuck this, and I walked. Fuck you. I would do that if I played Major League Baseball. I would do the same thing. All right, you want to take me out of the game? Fuck you. I'll walk back to the hotel.
And they get away with it now. They get away with it. Like you think about back in the 70s, back when Billy Martin and Reggie had their
he wouldn't stand for this.
And Billy Martin didn't give a fuck. He pulled Reggie out in the middle of an inning. You're not doing what I wanted to do. Get out. You can't get away with that now. These players would you wouldn't have free agents to go there to play there anymore.
No.
And
because
you
they're
said
not feared.
Once the inmates run the asylum, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Not only that, they're not feared anymore because look at how they've been mismanaged. They're not a feared team. I mean, for all the talent they've had since 2009, and you can't win anything? Like, take injuries away.
No.
Like take the injuries away, but it's like, even look at this past trade deadline. Everybody wanted the third baseman from Arizona. Okay, we get Ryan McMahon. We get these we get these relievers who have done nothing. The one guy you get from Colorado, Jake Bird, he got optioned down to freaking AAA. And it goes to the point that I said earlier, what Hal's trying to do. Hal and Cashman are trying to trade for guys they can financially control and don't have to overpay like after a year. And I also think the reason why they're making these deals that they made now and not giving up so much, believe it or not, to give credit to Cashman and Steinbrenner, I think they learned from the Soto trade. Like, we're not going to give up half the future for a rental, and then he's just going to say, well, fuck you, we're out.
We can bash Steinbrenner all we want, but fuck me, man. He's been spending $300 million a year for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's you can't say it's his fault. Like if I still blame Cashman. Like to me, like if I'm spending 300 sheets a year, I'm probably making a little bit more than that. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But if I'm spending $300 million a year and we don't win something, I'd be like, okay, why don't I just spend 140 a year and not win?
Yeah, you're almost better off doing that because, I mean, the theory that Hal is cheap isn't accurate to me because he is willing to go, like, he didn't have to pay Max Fried 7 years, $215 million or whatever it is, but he did it because, hey, we had an issue with pitching, we had to fill it, and that's what he went out and did. It's not like Hal's sitting there like Bob Nutton over there doing nothing in Pittsburgh, where he's just taking the TV deal money and all the consumer money from jersey sales, shirt sales, beer sales, all this extra revenue coming in, and then just going, Okay, I'll put it in my pocket and let's just trot out mediocrity. I mean, we're trotting out mediocrity anyway, but we're doing it at a higher pay level than the Pirates are doing. But it's when it comes down to it, it's the decisions that Cashman makes and Hal just kind of gives him a little too much leniency in it. Where Hal's kind of got to get involved to be like, all right, Brian, what are we doing here? It's been since 2009. We haven't won anything. We got to change something. Like, we have to become more aggressive. You can't hold on to these pieces in the farm like they're family heirlooms and not use them.
Like, what's shitty, Jim, is fucking last year, there was a stupid Aaron Boone decision in game 1 putting fucking Nestor Cortez in. Or whoever the fuck. Yeah, it was Cortez, wasn't it? And then a drop ball in game 5 by Judge from being up 3-2. Think about that. It was 2 stupid plays from being up 3-2. And we're sitting here on August the 23rd bitching about how fucking bad this is.
Yeah.
And so I'll ask you this fucking question. Are we the dumb ones? Are Yankee fans the fucking dumb ones? Because with expectations are just unrealistic? Because you think about it, on October the 29th last year, whatever day it was, the New York Yankees could have been up 3-2, going to win themselves a World Series, number 28 in their illustrious history and all that blah, blah bullshit. Things are good. They're not that far out of a playoff spot. They're in a wild card spot. They got a T kicked in today, but let's forget about that.
Yeah.
Are Yankee fans just that fucking stupid where we just think, well, baseball's easy. We're the Yankees. We should win every year?
I think some of the fans are stupid. I wouldn't say you and me are. I don't think our expectations are unrealistic when you look across the roster and you see the talent that there is. And I think the main thing is, again, like you said earlier, the pinstripes are heavy. You come to play in New York, whether it's in the Bronx or in Queens, doesn't matter the borough. You're under this huge microscope now where everything you do is judged down to what you order at Gray's Papaya's fucking hot dog place.
Yeah.
So, like, and that's part of it. Like, there are guys that have killed us for years. We bring them in, and they still kill us. So, I don't think the expectations are unrealistic because history says different based on what we expect.
And there's a $300 million payroll attached to it. So you know what? If my owner's spending $300 million, the players better be doing $300 million worth of work.
And they're not. They're spending $300 million, and these players are playing like $300,000. They're playing like they play in the Atlantic League, like they play for the Lancaster Barnstormers or the friggin' Long Island Ducks. And that's not to take a dump on them because they probably play harder than this current Yankee team. But I mean, if you took any of those teams, any of those rosters, and put them in the Bronx right now, like if you took the current Long Island Duck team and whoever's on it, I couldn't even tell you anymore.
Yeah.
If you put them in the Bronx, I think we're having a different discussion. It's not Bitch Fest 2025. It's holy shit, we're doing something right Fest 2025.
Yeah.
But when it's $300 million, you have Aaron Judge, you have Stanton, you have Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Jazz Chisholm. You have next year will be a healthy Garrett Cole. The expectations are not unrealistic to be in the World Series. Being a Pirates fan with a below subpar team wanting to win a World Series, that's an unrealistic expectation. You look at the Padres, who have been throwing money at everything for years. Now, all of a sudden, it's starting to kind of click together because to catch up to the Dodgers, and you needed the Dodgers to slump for a bit. How's that working out with all the money that they're spending? Yeah, it worked for 1 year. Great. But now you're overpaying Mookie Betts. You're overpaying Ohtani. You're overpaying Freddie Freeman.
That Ohtani contract's good. Like, I know it's marketable. It's not really a baseball contract because how marketable he is. But all of a sudden, like, his pitching stats aren't that. Like, he's Yeah. This isn't good. That's a bad con. Like, it's a great money-making contract, and it's great because it's all deferred money and blah, blah, blah. But that's a bad baseball contract.
I for what they're paying him, if I was part of the Dodger ownership group, one of the contingencies would be you don't pitch. Because even though it's not hurting you now financially, it hurts you as far as a player on the team that's going to help you win. And not only that, to market them, because you can't market damaged goods. Like, not for nothing, how many commercials have you seen with say, I don't know, fruit in it? You mean to tell me somebody's going to sit there and say, yeah, I want to buy that bruised watermelon? I want to buy that half molded up cantaloupe? Come on.
And I haven't had a piece of fruit in, I'll bet you 2 years.
Shit, I'm probably going on 20.
Okay, I was trying to be nice.
Unless you include blue moon and you squeeze the orange into
the orange.
That's about the only thing.
When I was away in Victoria, I came back and we have an apple tree in our front yard. So my wife made apple pie with extra sugar. Blah blah. So does that count? I don't know. Whatever. That's close to come to having a fucking piece of fruit. But yeah, Jesus Christ.
But there's Yankee fans that they just sit there and it amazes me because I see them time and time again. And they act like nothing's wrong with this team, like everything's sunshine and rainbows. And then when they message me and they go, "Oh, you think it's just all doom and gloom?" Listen,
it's not good.
It's when the expectation, it doesn't matter the fan base and it doesn't matter the sport. Every fan base has that expectation for their team of championship or nothing. Even if you're a Browns fan, even if you're a Cowboys fan, okay. They all have that expectation. With Yankees fans, we hold it to a higher standard, again, because of the history, the money spent, the talent. And when the talent doesn't produce and the manager is going out there every other night, it's in front of us, it's in front of us, it's in front of us. Oh, yeah, it's in front of you. But then when you lose, it moves 10 steps forward and you got to make 20 to catch up to it now. Like he just said, if you could just take one Aaron Boone press conference and just replay it all year, because it's the same recycled garbage that everybody's tired of hearing. And if they do clean house at the end of the year, now the question is, who's the GM? Who's the head coach? Who's the batting coach? Hell, who's even going to be on the medical staff? We don't know.
Is there a lifespan for management and coaches, do you think? I mean, because you're a huge Steelers fan, you're a bigger Steelers fan than you're a Yankees fan. Is there a lifespan? Because Tomlin's been there a long time, and they're the same way as the Yankees team. They haven't won fuck all in how long?
Tomlin's been there for a long time because something always saves him.
Good enough.
Something always saves them where they're 2-3 games out of a wild card spot, and all of a sudden they win the games they need to win. And every time Tomlin's about to be on that hot seat, again, something saves him, and he stays. But also, too, the Steelers don't like to go through coaches the way Cleveland has. So they have this mentality of, we'd rather deal with the devil we know, not rock the boat, and let's just not evolve with the times. But if this was any other team, if Boone was the manager of any other team, he'd be gone already. If he was managing the Mets and they were doing this, he'd be gone. If he was managing the Cardinals, he'd be gone. If he was managing the Tigers, he'd be gone. If he was managing the Red Sox, he'd be gone. If he was managing the Blue Jays, he'd be gone. But it's the Yankees, and what Hal and Cashman love the most is a guy who says yes. He's a yes man. Just like Cashman is to Hal, it goes up the ladder. This guy says yes to Boone. Boone says yes to Cashman. Cashman says yes to Steinbrenner. And it's a human centipede of people just saying yes and eating the feces out of one person's ass to another, to another, to another. We're all fed the bullshit.
Well, that's one way of putting it. Yeah,
it's a shitty way, no pun intended, to put it, but
the pun was completely intended. Pretty good.
But, I mean, how long do you do that? And then for Hal to go out there. Yeah, we listen to the voice of the fans. No, you don't. I really don't expect you to, because you have fans telling you, oh, well, you should trade everybody in the farm for Mike Trout and this guy and this guy and this guy. Let's just have an all-star team of players out there because we have an unlimited payroll. That's not the way Hal's running it. Like, I've always said it, and there's a lot of Yankee fans that agree. The day George died, the evil empire died, and that's something everybody has to come to terms with. It's very hard for some people like you. Like, I'm sure, well, we've gotten over at this point, and we've now, unfortunately, have to deal with what we deal with this current state of the Yankees. But there are some that they want it the way it used to be. Like, they're stuck in 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2009 even. And it's not like that anymore. Like, you're not bringing in these top
the thing is about
guys.
Those teams. You had obviously the drafted guys.
Yeah.
Right. The drafted guys who the core four, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And then even you get in 2009, Brett Gardner was a drafted guy.
Yeah.
And then you get in 2017 with the baby Bombers when they lost to those no good cheating fucking Astros. With those drafted guys, and those are fun teams to watch. Sanchez, like, that was my favorite team that in the last 20 years, even though they didn't win. It was so fun to watch because
they overachieved.
Because it came out of nowhere and they overachieved, and it was so great. And then now only one of those guys exists.
And not only that, but those teams, the 18 team had that. If I'm not, it was 17 or 18, whichever year was the injury-ridden year. The next guy up came up and he produced.
Yeah. Now
these guys, they come up and there's just no production really at all.
I don't think there's and I don't think within the organization, like, I just thought about this, I don't think there's enough sense of urgency.
No, that's the other problem. There's no urgency
to fix anything. Personally, I'm getting urgent because I'm not getting any younger.
Oh.
So I wouldn't mind seeing another championship. I wouldn't mind seeing another run because I think one of the everybody says that they hate the Yankees. Yeah, they might hate the Yankees, but nobody dislikes those Jeter teams. They're like, oh man, it was something to watch. People love it. Like, I hate Tom Brady, but man, oh man, did I love watching, like, the dynasty. People love dynasties.
Yeah.
And it brings people like, okay, the Mahomes and the Chiefs and the that. When there's teams that win them, that win, it draws eyeballs to it, and it makes the sport better. And it's like, all right, can someone please beat these fucking guys?
Yeah.
And it's good for the sport when there's a dynasty like that, and when it's with the Yankees doing it. It's even better because people just hate the Yankees because they're stupid. But it's I don't understand.
Well, not only that, if you look at it from this standpoint, they hate the Yankees. That's how many more people watch it. So you're increasing the ratings by let's see, 60% because 60% of them hate the Yankees.
Nobody's watching a Texas-Arizona World Series.
No, how many people really watch that? To be honest, I didn't watch a single game of it. And when we did Yankees Bitch Fest, whatever it was, in 2022, 23, whatever it was, and when I predicted it then, I didn't watch. Because, like, nobody's good. And it sucks that baseball fans are like this, but it's like, oh, well, if it's not a big market team, I don't want to watch. But how do you know what these two small market teams are really going to do? I'm guilty of it. I'm like, God, it's two small market teams. Nobody gives a shit.
No one cares.
And then nobody watches. And you had the NBA Finals, Pacers Thunder. How many people really watch that unless you're a diehard NBA fan?
And nothing brings two people together like the hatred of a third.
Yeah.
Right? You could not even know each other, but you hate that third thing, you get together and watch the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's we'll get away from baseball, then we'll get you out of here, Jim. You got a big night in London. You're a big softie, eh? I was reading on Twitter your daughter's leaving the homestead. She's
already gone.
She's gone, but you're a bigger softie than I thought there, Jim.
When it comes to my kid, yeah.
Yeah.
It was yeah. I mean, her graduation was tough. I had to hold it in. And like my kid's mom's looking at me, she goes, "Are you about to cry?" And I go, "No, it's freaking cold out here. I'm chilling. Leave me alone."
No, fuck off.
and meanwhile, she's the one who balls out at anything. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it just shows you. I mean, time flies. I mean, the Yankees haven't won in 09 and since 09, and now my kid's off to college. So at least I get to see one good thing.
There you go. Shows a heart. Shows you have a big heart there when it comes.
Yeah.
To how's let's talk a little bit about Steelers football. How's okay. Your quarterback. I don't get it. He's won one Super Bowl. He went here and there and blah 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 blah. But
yeah, I've been saying the same thing.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's on this pedestal.
He's a bit of on a pedestal for I don't know what reason. Yeah, he's great, but oh boy, to me, to be on the pantheon of greatness, you got to win something, and he's got one. And is it his fault? No, but it's also not my fault or Jim's fault. No. Are they a better team this year than they were this time last year?
I think they're right in the same friggin' spot because again, you're using a temporary Band-Aid with another aging quarterback to solve a problem you could have solved in one of two drafts. And that was back in 19, and then whatever year Jalen Hurts was in the draft, and you could have got him. Instead, no, they took Mapletron, Chase friggin' Claypool, and the Steelers are always.
I've never heard that, and I'm from obviously Canadian, and I've never heard. I remember him because I think he's from Vancouver area. I think.
Yeah.
Mapletron. I never heard that before.
I
love it.
They're in the same position that they're always in, because again, they didn't handle the retirement of Ben correctly.
Yep.
Which led to an interesting argument I had with a Jets fan about Aaron Rodgers. And he's like, "Oh, well, Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Ben Roethlisberger." I said, "How?" He goes, "Well, he's got a Super Bowl. What does Ben have?" I said, "Okay, Ben's got a Super Bowl and has another one to follow it. Yeah. That's one." So there you go. I already win that argument. And then on top of that, I go, you put Rodgers on this pedestal like that he's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's got 6 more than you. So where's the argument? Like in all of Rodgers' biggest games to get there, he's choked more than he's won. And then Jets fans, when they got him, they're like, "Oh, he's going to be the savior of this team." Yeah, well, how'd that work out? And now Steeler fans are excited about it. And I go, well, just go watch the Jets because you better hope it's not like that. Because if it is, this is going to be a long season, and I don't have high expectations. I think this is the year. A lot of people say this, and I don't know which way to go with it, that Rodgers is going to be Tomlin's doing. That, if for whatever reason, if this doesn't work with Rodgers, they don't get out of the playoffs, or they don't even make it to the playoffs, Tomlin is as good as gone because this is the guy. Tomlin wanted this guy. You could have had Justin Fields. You didn't want to pay him. The window of opportunity is so small as it is. You are better off just going younger at quarterback and just taking that gamble, and I'd be fine with it.
Because you're the smartest guy that I know, Jim. It's I keep pretty dumb company apparently, but no, you're realistically, I don't think if they would have had whoever quarterback. Let's throw who's the best guy. If they throw in Caleb Williams, let's just throw him in there. Let's throw because he's supposed to be up and coming young guy. You're realistic where the Steelers probably aren't winning a Super Bowl.
No.
Right? Like they'll compete and they'll be a playoff team. But for them to be hanging their hat on a guy who's 40 whatever years old.
And
then for the coaching staff to say, yeah, this is the guy to get us to the next level.
And that's the problem.
Ownership and fan base.
You're hanging your hat on a 41-year-old.
Intellectual integrity must be thinking, well, this guy's only won one.
You're hanging your hat on that. You're hanging your hat on that. The fact that he's 41, you have one good wide receiver, number one, and a whole bunch of question marks after it. You have a defense that is good, but you got older in certain positions. You then have a coaching staff that is 1 week it's on point, the next week it's not. And even in those arguments, I get told I'm not a real Steeler fan because I can discuss the bad points.
Yeah.
Like not for nothing, for anybody who does a podcast, and it annoys me with the Homer fans that do this, they never discuss any of the bad. It's always, we traded for DK Metcalf. This is the greatest thing ever. Oh, Roman Wilson's healthy. Okay, but after DK Metcalf, who's your wide receiver number 2? Because you got a bunch of 3s, 4s, and 5s. So
yeah, my number one and my number 2.
How can you be a real fan and have high expectations on a team that's in the same position it was last year? In the same exact position, you have an older quarterback. Actually, you have an older quarterback than the quarterback you let walk away, and Russell Wilson by 5 years. So you have that. You also have the same coaching staff. It hasn't changed. You have an offensive coordinator who, honestly, who even knows what his offense is going to be? At this point, I'd be lucky if they stay above 500 this year. And that's just, again, to be, you got to be realistic. You can't be a fan of a team and live in the world of fantasy unless you're playing fantasy football. That's about it.
Are you at a point now you expect the worst, hope for the best?
Pretty much, yeah. Because that's, so, like, if the Steelers hypothetically won a Super Bowl this year, yeah, it'd be ecstatic. It'd be the world's greatest thing, but I'll also sit there and say, I didn't have this expectation, so this is a real overachievement at this point. I used to be the guy who tweet out, yeah, we're winning it all this year, or on Facebook, yeah, we're winning it all this year. And then when we don't, everybody goes, hey, asshole, what happened?
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, you know what? Now that I'm older, I just realize, again, you just don't have high hopes. And that's with anything. Just hope for the worst. You got to, just at this point, just hope Aaron Rodgers survives the year. That's it.
Or what I don't understand about that ass crack is that he's not going to be there to win it. Like, he's not going to win anything for them this year.
Yeah.
What's he holding on to? Like, I don't understand what his ego is holding on to, what he's doing, going to a team that's not going, like, nobody else would take. Like, I don't understand why. Because now, like, it's so weird to me because teams are like, the NFL's moving to athletic quarterbacks who can move and he's not that.
No.
So is including him with the Jets last year or 2 years ago before his Achilles, and including him with the Steelers, is it actually setting the franchise back a little bit? Because your whole scheme and your offensive scheme has to change with who your quarterback is. You got a 41-year-old slug back there that can't move a whole bunch and never could. Smarter than all hell, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah.
But so that changes how the whole game is played. So next year when he's gone and done, because he's going to go and up the hills in California and smoke dope and do whatever he does, you bring in somebody, and which is fine, like, each their own. Yeah. So you bring somebody else in next year, you got to change the whole thing over again, because they're not going to draft an Aaron Rodgers next year.
No.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense for this proud. The Steelers are kind of like the Yankees. They're kind of living in the past. Like, well, it's just what we do. Things are good and things are fine. But they're just fine. They're not great.
That's the problem.
They're just fine.
You bring in a 41-year-old quarterback in a division where the Ravens have a mobile quarterback.
Yep.
So do the Bengals.
Yep.
The Browns have it on the bench, even though Flacco's starting. You have it across the league where this is now a mobile quarterback-friendly league. Rodgers is not that agile anymore, and he's going out on the Pat McAfee show talking about how he's going to empty the tank this year. This is his final year. This is the last hurrah.
Than a 24-year-old tank.
This is the John Cena farewell tour of football. He's going to empty the tank and give us the best we've ever seen. If they're going to give us the best we've ever seen, I could just go and watch Green Bay Packers games from 10 plus fucking years ago, and I could watch that because that was the best we've ever seen. So, and what did that amount to? NFC championship fucking choke jobs. So, is that what I got to look forward to this year? Because if that's the case, my expectation is just survive. That's it. Just survive.
You look at we'll get you out of here, Jim. But you look at those Green Bay teams with Favre and Rodgers are supposed to be two of the greatest top 10 guys of all time. Not maybe not 10, but 20.
Yeah,
all time. 2 Super Bowls in 30 years.
Yeah, and Brady's got 7 in what? 10.
Right. Like it's just.
And yet we all hate the guy, and we know why we all hate Brady, but that's why Brady is always everybody's number one quarterback ever, because the rings talk, and he's got 7 of them that tell a lot of stories. So
rings talk. Championships matter.
Yeah.
Championships matter. Like you go to the Hall of Fame, yeah, blah blah blah. But you have those rings and those trophies on your mantle. Those mean a lot more. Like I don't care. Winning matters a lot. Like you were alluded to earlier on with Bryce Harper, hasn't won a fucking thing.
No.
He's got $500 million in the bank. I wouldn't mind that. I
don't think any of us would. But you have what, the one World Series that they won?
He wasn't there in Washington, yeah. So
yeah, so you got that. That's about it. And you're
3 easy questions for you, Jim. Then we'll get you out of here. Ready to go? 3 easy ones.
Let's do it.
Best pizza place that you've been into in Long Island, New York. What's the best pizza?
Oh boy. It's got to be Umberto's in New Hyde Park.
I've actually heard of that place.
It's one of the best ones on the island, and this is a place where pizza is critiqued probably more than Yankee Mets baseball.
That's pretty high. Have you been to Coney Island, and did you ride the Cyclone?
I've been to Coney Island many times. I do not do roller coasters.
The Cyclone is the best, man. I've been to 4.
I went on Scream Machine at Six Flags because I got forced onto it after a night of fucking drinking in Jersey, and it was the worst thing ever. I feared for my life because I have a fear of heights. I'm not afraid to admit that. And it was just one of the worst things ever. I said, never again, get me off this fucking thing. If it was easy just to jump off there in the middle of it, I would have done it.
Oh, the Cyclone's the best, man. Like, and then you go to what, Paul's Daughter, and then what is it, the other one at the bar there, just up right on the I love Coney Island. It's one of my favorite places. It's fantastic. Best cigar you've had this week? I saw you had a great big lamppost almost in your yap the other night.
Yeah, the Lunatic's got to be the best one. In fact, I just finished it today.
That was a lamppost, that thing. Yeah, it was like
8 by 80 monstrosity of just pure lunaticness that I can't disappoint when we do cigars and sports. I got to bring something that
bring the heat.
I got to bring. Well, shit, we always bring the heat. Maybe a little too offensive, but whatever. Fuck the sensitive Karens of the world.
It was actually it was really good. Like you guys weren't too much, and I actually when last you were talking about the that cheerleader, I was giving you a virtual pat in the back about that. I can't remember what team it was. That's how much it mattered. Right? It's who cares?
Yep.
Right on, dude.
Yep.
I didn't know most teams had cheerleaders. All right,
the whole NFL. Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Who cares? I got way better things to worry about.
Not for nothing. Like, I don't watch football to look at the sideline. There are people that do. If you go to a game, you want to see. I get that. But if I go to a game, I'm not looking at the sideline. I'm watching the game. Yeah. I don't care. You want to have some little blonde, fruity guy out there jumping around?
All right.
Give me a V, give me an I, give me a whatever. I don't, it's not bothering me. And chances are when they're doing that, I'm in the bathroom taking a piss anyway.
There's a very good chance. Anyway, Jim, this is a lot of fun, as always.
Yep.
With the bitch fest out. Hopefully things improve in the next few weeks for the Yankees. They find themselves in a playoff.
They have to.
Get there, and can't get any worse. And again, good luck to your Steelers, and get going in 2 weeks. And the Aaron Rodgers experiment gets rolling. It doesn't sound like you have high hopes.
I can't anymore because it's just the same thing year in and year out. And until they change something and go a different way, my expectations will be minimal at this point. And that's just the way it's got to be. Like, my kid's mom's a huge Steeler fan. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to win us a champ. Don't even talk to me. Just don't even. Because she loves Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers could do no wrong.
That's weird.
I don't know. Him and Pat McAfee could jerk each other off for all I care.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of either of them. But that's just me. Jim, tell me about your show. Everybody who's listening to this one obviously knows about you, but just give some new listeners what they can expect from the fort or from the fan of the van and Cigar and Sports and Steel and Teal and fucking everything.
Steel and Teal were actually, I think me and Garrett are doing one tomorrow because him and Jalen are doing one tonight. So I told him, I said, well, if you want to do it Sunday, we do it Sunday. So Steel and Teal, pretty much, we always have a game plan to talk Steeler Jaguar talk, and then it just goes completely off the rails. Pretty much same thing with Cigar and Sports. We have topics in mind, and then it just goes off the rails. Fan in the Van is the one that it pretty much stays pretty much almost on topic to a point until Whitey gets out of control, and then I got to calm him down a bit. But Fan in the Van, I think a new one I might do Monday night, which is pretty much, it's real sports talk at its finest. It's blunt, it's honest, it's raw, and if it's not ESPN watered down woke nonsense. So
you're coming up on 5 years too, hey? My 5 year was 3 days ago.
Mine comes up end of October, beginning of November.
All right, I was the day after my wife's birthday, so I'm on August 20th, my 5 year anniversary doing this stuff. Crazy,
flies by.
It's we're getting older, Jimmy. Hey, we're getting older.
Yeah, I know, as I feel it.
Yeah. Big plans tonight, Saturday night, Long Island.
No, preseason football and sleep.
Good idea. I had some big plans.
I can't do what I used to do 20 plus years ago.
No.
The last time I really, really drank, I felt like I had to be in a hospital bed hooked up to an IV to get rehydrated. I felt like I needed to go in for surgery. I was just banged up, beaten. It felt like I went 12 with Tyson in his prime. And then it's like to recuperate from a hangover now is like 3 days.
Yeah, I had some.
I can't do it.
It's my first night of bachelorhood for 3 weeks. Because Deanne's out in Greece, so I had some big plans in my head. I'm like, I might go mow the lawn in the backyard and take some supper, and I'll be in bed by 9.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's the best part because because my kid's mom went to Pennsylvania from taking her to the dorm. And then because her daughter's son's first birthday is this weekend. Yeah. So I got the whole place to myself, but I got to babysit a cat and a dog. So the big plan is feed one, walk the other.
Pretty simple. Yep. Jim, thanks a lot for doing this. We'll be it's always a blast talking to you, man. I quite enjoy it. We'll chat and chat. It's a relationship that started out somehow and so kind of went for a couple 3 years now. It's been a lot of fun. Yep. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports talking a whole lot more. Remember, everybody, doesn't matter where you are, it's who you're with. Have a great Saturday or whatever day you listen to this, and we'll talk to you guys all very soon. Thanks for tuning into the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer and sports talking a whole lot more. Brought to you by SeatGeek. Go to bellyupsports.com for the best of sports articles and podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel or wherever